Yeah, well, I don't know if the president just isn't reading my column or something. I mean, what's happening here? My take basically is that because the U.S. is in such a favorable position with negotiating with TikTok because of TikTok's Chinese ownership, it has the chance to extract something pretty valuable here, which would be transparency. So instead of forcing a sale or banning the app altogether, what the government could do is force TikTok to open up, to open source its key algorithms, to let people audit its data collection practices. Because at a certain point, like what we are scared of about TikTok is a lack of information, is a lack of transparency. And we could fix that by not only using this as an opportunity to look inside TikTok, but to apply a more broad, like a broader framework to look at not only Chinese-owned tech companies, but American ones.
I guess my question is there any precedent for that? Because in China, they've limited exposure from U.S. technology companies like Facebook, for instance, because they have their own rules. And here in the U.S., when it comes to dealing with Huawei, the other big national security threat, Chinese tech company, I mean, the instinct has been to stop it, to ban it.
Yeah, and I think I understand the impulse when it comes to TikTok. I just think without drawing a false equivalency between what TikTok and ByteDance are doing and what U.S. social networks are doing, I think there is a similar lack of information. I mean, we don't know how YouTube's algorithms work, or Facebook's, or Twitter's. And we really should know more about how these companies collect data, what they do with that data, how they actually work, the internal mechanics of the algorithms. So I think TikTok could be, in some sense, like a test case for a new kind of regime around these companies that could force them to be more transparent. We could put in place federal privacy regulation, federal data protection regulation. So this is sort of a squandered opportunity, I think, if all that comes of it is that that TikTok changes hands from a Chinese company to a U.S. one.
Kevin, is it clear why TikTok is as dangerous to national security as say, why Huawei is? Are there factors that apply to both of them? Or if not, why are we not saying that we should be nervous of every single Chinese company? Why these two specifically?
Well, I think the reason that TikTok is in the crosshairs right now is because it's popular. I mean, I've talked to a number of security experts, people who have taken apart, TikTok and sort of reverse engineered it. And what they've found is that it's really no more dangerous than any other Chinese-owned app. I mean, it's subject to the same national security laws. It could be forced to share data with Beijing. But really what makes TikTok different is that tens of millions, or I think they said 100 million Americans are using it. So it's just a matter of scale.
But I mean, maybe that should suggest why they are the priority to block or investigate or force a sale of. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't do the same to the others if this danger really is real. I guess the added factor you could apply, not that we should make foreign policy based on tit-for-tat type actions, but Facebook and others and Google were all banned in China. So there's also a sort of precedent to retaliate in this way.
Exactly. And I think, we may be headed toward a scenario where the U.S. has kind of its own version of China's Great Firewall, where, we don't let in foreign-owned apps from our adversaries. They don't let in American apps. We're already seeing this happen in countries like India, where they not only banned TikTok, but banned several dozen other Chinese-owned apps. I think we're going to see a lot of this kind of technological brinksmanship in the coming years.
Finally, Kevin, what do you think Microsoft really is after here? What do you think they'll do with TikTok?
It's not clear to me yet. I mean, obviously, it's a very fast-growing social network. They've got a tremendously loyal base of users. Microsoft, obviously, has more products geared toward a professional sort of adult demographic than the teenage demographic that largely is served by TikTok. So this would be an interesting addition to their slate of products. I also think some of the core technology, if they do end up acquiring, not just the TikTok user base and the IP, but actually the algorithms that run the service, that could be pretty valuable in a number of ways. So I think it's still to be seen what would and wouldn't be included in a Microsoft acquisition of TikTok, but I think Microsoft could potentially get a lot of it.